And Ty Law joins us this morning on the Harbor One hotline. Hello, Ty.
Hey, good morning, y'all. Good morning. It's cold as hell outside.
It is. I said to Curtis during my old man walk this morning at 4:15, coldest morning of the year, but we got more coming, so you just got to get – and no coyotes in sight. I think the cold weather sends the coyotes elsewhere, so that's good news.
Yeah, absolutely. But this is that – I hear it's supposed to get colder, so I'm a little bit nervous for us all. You know, that's the kind of cold that you're going to have to just run your faucet a little bit so your pipes won't freeze up, you know?
Tonight, any chance when it comes to our beloved New England Patriots against this Steelers team?
Yeah, a chance to get their ass whipped. That's what's happening. So they got another chance at that. So, I mean, I think, really, in all honesty, guys, they're trying to find themselves, and they got to look for some other players. I think at this point, I hate to say this, but it's a lot of guys in that locker room, as you know, Wiggy, they just can't wait to get it over with. And hell, us as fans, we can't wait for y'all to get it over with either. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, because you ain't out there playing with no passion and no heart. So it's like, what are we doing here? They're going to have to do a whole overhaul makeover. Of course, you got some guys, like the Judons, the Gonzaleses of the world, but, it's going to be a totally different team come next year.
Ty, when you look at the over-under of this game at 30, one of the lowest in decades, then you take into consideration on Sunday, people could get tickets to the game for like $8. How much does all of this play into the mindset of Robert Kraft right now? How badly does all of this make him feel?
Look, at the end of the day, Mr. Kraft is a businessman. So when you're talking about stuff like this hitting the bottom line, hell yeah, it's going to affect him because, this is, business. Yes, he's passionate about it, but it's different from a billionaire owner's perspective and the coaching perspective. They have a perspective, and the players, we have a perspective. But at the end of the day, when you start hitting the bottom line and your value, at the perceived value, the immediate value right now of your franchise going down and you can get tickets, and normally you couldn't do that when it's the hot ticket, that is a problem. So, yes, he's going to have to address that, and process that internally and say, okay, what do I have to do so this doesn't continue to happen? And do I have to make drastic changes? But when you start hitting the bottom line of any of these owners, it ain't just Mr. Kraft. Hell, I got a small company. You start hitting the bottom line, damn it, there's a problem. So this is a business at the end of the day.
Curtis's lead this morning at 6:25 was some reporting by Jeff Howe in The Athletic about Bill Belichick and about how many teams he is hearing would be willing to part with a first-round pick to get Bill Belichick. Also, some reporting in there that Bill essentially has a no-trade clause. So when you're talking about Robert Kraft, do you think that his desire to maybe make a change means that he would be willing to part with a first round pick? Should he say goodbye to Bill?
First of all, Greg, these first round picks, you never know what you're gonna get. It's a gamble. I think, when you're looking at it, you take a chance on a proven coach, but try to get some other players. You don't trade Bill Belichick for a first-round draft pick for something that's so unknown. It's a whole lot of first-round busts out there, but you can never call Bill Belichick a bust. No matter what happens, you can't call him that. You try to get him and get some more players before we start going down that road. But, when it's affecting the bottom line, anything can happen. But a no-trade clause for Bill Belichick, I keep trying to tell you, it is going to be on his terms. I don't care who's pulling the strings or who's signing the check, or like Mr. Kraft said, bottom right-hand corner. His name is on the bottom right-hand corner of Bill Belichick's check too. But guess what? You ain't going to just send him somewhere where he don't want to go. So that's the thing that we also have to understand. Bill Belichick will retire before he lets somebody else dictate, or the system dictate, or he's going to get traded. He's in a different position. There's levels to everything. So I think that it'll be a mutual type of thing, but giving up a first round just to get a first round draft pick to trade Coach Belichick, I think that and if it don't pan out, then what? At the end of the day, you go out there and get some players for Coach Belichick, to coach. If not, just move on, let him go part separate ways and keep it moving. I just can't see that happening because there's no guarantee on the first round draft pick.
Todd, one of the interesting things that, I'd like to see tonight, because I think we're both, and I think a lot of people feel like, well, Zappe and Mac, they're same guy, and maybe this might even help the team to give them a little juice. Is there any chance that, they say, hey, let's throw Malik Cunningham in there? I know he might be a gimmicky player, but he's got something that, those other two guys don't have, and maybe it's something to spark the team, maybe not winning games, but just having players go, you know what, I'm not so focused on getting to the U-Haul truck and getting out of here because maybe Malik brings another element.
That could work. I think at this point, why not try something else? Hell, why not put him out there just to evaluate him and see if he has a place on this team? Because right now, the other two quarterbacks, we don't know. I heard stories about Mac being a bridge quarterback to the young guy, because you can also get a high draft pick, a young quarterback. They come in and guess what? They flop. They don't have a great rookie year. You got to play behind somebody, but is Mac Jones the guy that you want to bridge a new quarterback from?
I don't think.
Hell no.
I
wouldn't.
It's interesting, and that same thing is floating around that they end up keeping Mac Jones next season, drafting a quarterback, keeping Mac Jones. I can't believe that he's not going to be somewhere else. Although,
that ain't happening.
Orlovsky was on this radio station yesterday saying that Mac Jones is a good starter elsewhere. It's
They're pals, though.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Guys,
that I was trying to ride with him all year, saying if you give him some weapons, he'll be all right. But week in and week out, he slowly but surely started changing my mind. And if he goes somewhere else and with a fresh start, more power to him, because you want to see, guys do well. But he is just not. So many things has happened once you get benched, come back, benched 4 times. There's no coming back. You have to move on from him now, because I think, mentally he's shot. I think the fans, we're tired. The coaches are tired. It's just not a good fit. And sometimes, you might have to move on and find a new home for yourself. So I think Mac is not going to be here, and he definitely shouldn't be the bridge quarterback if you want to look into the future. As far as Coach Bill Belichick, it's going to be interesting to see what he wants to do. But I have never heard of a trade happening with a coach like Bill Belichick for a first-round draft pick. Is this something new? Because I can't recall nothing like that.
No, it's happened several times in the NFL.
What did Sean Payton? Denver gave. I don't think it was a first round. Was it a second round? What did Denver give up to New Orleans to get Sean Payton? Let me double check.
I think it's a first-round pick.
No, but Sean Payton was already out. It's not coming, off the season. He's been out the game, 2 years?
Yeah, but he was still
had his rights.
Yeah, so the Saints will send Payton for
2023 first-round pick.
Yeah.
And a second-round pick.
Yeah.
Right, because he retired still under contract. You're talking about trading Coach Belichick right now, right after a season, like it's a player. You didn't have a good season, we're going to go. That's totally different. Sean was out 2 years, and they just still had his rights. Nobody knows if he's coming back or not.
Did that happen with Gruden?
No, because Gruden was in the box, right? Wasn't he?
No, from the Raiders to the Bucks back in 01.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
did.
a good point. I forgot about Gruden. You might
Me too. So, that was a trade?
The Raiders got two second-round picks for John Gruden. Two first-round picks and 2 second-round picks.
And I'm pretty sure Mike Holmgren was traded from the Packers to the Seahawks.
Okay. So Gruden's a good one.
See these guys? Okay. But you see these guys. Do you think that was the team's doing, and this is where you're going to go if you still want to coach? Or do you think
that was Gruden's doing?
That was Gruden's doing, saying, okay, I'm going to go down here. I'm going to Tampa. Oh, come on, man. This is Bill Belichick. I'm telling you, you're not going to dictate and tell him where he's going to go. I'm sorry, guys. Mr. Kraft, he has the power. He can do whatever he wants with his team, but send Bill Belichick somewhere and say you're traded. Guess what? I bet you he don't show up.
And plus, I think,
Guarantee you that.
and I think it was different with those guys, Ty, because they were not relatively young coaches in their coaching career, where Bill's at the end of his career. I don't know how many teams will give up a first-round pick.
Curtis just said, how many teams did Howe say? Did he say specifically or just a number?
He spoke with 3 high-level executives on rival NFL teams who said that there will be multiple suitors and that Belichick will yield a first-round pick.
Would you want, if you're the owner of a team and you're a team that's probably not good, because
I would trade for Brady.
would you trade for a 72-year-old coach?
That's what he asked, and they said yes.
If it's a business decision and it puts people in the seats and does all those things, maybe.
Yes.
And give him
yes,
$25 million.
And by the way,
I would. When you think about this, think about the cachet, regardless of what happened up here. Once Bill Belichick leaves, guys, and we're not talking about the right now, the immediate, what is everybody going to say? Give it a year. Guess what? The greatest coach of all time. That's everybody going to say that, and you know it. So guess what? The cachet that Bill Belichick brings to another team, it's like, hey, we getting Brett Favre. Brett Favre couldn't play worth a damn at the end of his career, but guess what? He kept getting jobs because it was Brett Favre for what he's done in the past. Bill Belichick will bring it's going to be a perceived value that he's going to bring the Patriot way, a different culture. This is what we need, especially a starving team, you know what I mean, that wants to win. He's just bringing something different that other teams haven't had. We got spoiled. Damn it, Bill. Where's the old Bill at? That's what we think because we've been winning for so long. You know what I mean? So now he's not winning no more. But to somebody else, it is a lot of value in bringing Bill Belichick to your organization. A lot of value.
Several texters pointing out that technically Bill has already been traded, and that was from the New York Jets to the New England Patriots because they had to give compensation there in that deal originally. That's how you got Bill Belichick.
And if you know anything about Robert Kraft, it's that he seeks to get value. So what a story for Robert Kraft that he traded a first for Bill, wins 6, then he trades Bill for a first. Talk about a real bookend.
But how long was he there? But let's talk about how long he was the head coach. He was unhappy. He was making noise because he did not want to go. He did not want to stay there for whatever reason. So he really never went out there and coached a game as the head coach. You know what I mean?
Who's that, Bill?
I
was there with Parcells. Yeah, I was there with the Jets when that all happened. He did not want to be. He didn't want to be under Parcells, where Parcells was the GM or the vice president of football operations, and Parcells have his finger on everything. He wanted a fresh start, and that's why he backed out last minute.
Well, and that's what he's going to want when he goes somewhere else too. That's a part of the equation.
He's definitely not.
So I look at that. I look at that scenario a little bit different, and he wasn't a 6-time Super Bowl champion. So guess what? You know, no one knows what you're going to get. He was always defense. If you look back at his track record and say, okay, what did he do in Cleveland? That ain't what you're giving up a first round for. You know what I mean? It was. This is different. This is different right now. This Bill Belichick, 6-time world champion head coach, totally different ballgame.
Well, it is going to get interesting, certainly. Probably not till the end of the season, but. Ty, as always, thank you for joining us. Are you like Wiggy, unable to find the game tonight if you have to watch it on Amazon, or have you figured out how to stream television?
Well, I got Prime at my house. I don't know about Wiggy. I got Prime, so I'm gonna be able to check it out and be pissed off like everybody else. But the one thing that I am going to be able to do, I'm going on Foria and Guess out there. So we're going to talk about Wiggy. They're doing this look back thing. We're going to talk about when we used to win. So tune on in. We tune in to us later on this afternoon because we talk about winning days. Well, ain't y'all tired of talking about losing? We want to hear stories about when we was winning.
Well, I think Christian will appreciate that you put his name first. So
he's going on Foyer and Gresh?
Well, I was going to ask him to say it again.
Hey,
you just gave it to him.
I'm on the Greg Hill show. Hey, man, I'm on the starting lineup. Hell, I don't know what they got going on. I'm just coming on.
What time is that? What time is that today?
Hey, no, what's today? Today, 12 o'clock, 12:25.
All right.
Whichever one you call me at, Christian Guest, yeah, I'll be here and ready to talk with y'all about some good stuff, man.
Okay,
Shit.
all right. You can hear Ty Law on the Fourier and Grisha
Yes.
show. show this
Okay,
afternoon.
well, y'all put me on game. What's it called? The Guest and Fourier Guest? Hey,
Yes.
what is it?
Yes. When you come on, say, I'm so happy to be on Gesh and Fourier.
Okay, I am so happy, guys, to be on Guest and Fourier. Tune in today at 12:25.
Yo, that could be.
All right, Ty.
That could be better
You're the
than
best.
All right, thanks, guys.
We'll talk to you again next week.
That is better than the guy from the first pitch.
The Woo Sox.